SurfStrengthCoach.com. I'm Chris Mills. Fitness, nutrition, performance, no BS stuff for your life, your athleticism, your health. It's Christmas. Merry Christmas. It's a real treat. Awesome. I'm in my mom's living room. I just spent 6 weeks in Indo. Flew to Florida to surprise my mom. I haven't been home for Christmas for like 3 or 4 years. So she was pumped. I'm going to talk to you about breakfast. I threw up on Facebook the other day. What do people want to know about? Some breakfast stuff came up. All good. Every client I work with on a one-on-one basis, we look into nutrition. I am utmost importance and relevance of nutrition, the food you put into your body. People wreck breakfasts, and it's easy to fix. So, a couple things you can do to fix your breakfast. Yesterday for breakfast, I had scrambled eggs, 4 eggs, topped with salmon, a bowl of papaya and jackfruit. I love jackfruit, some people don't like it. That was covered with coconut cream and salt. I like salty sweet. And then I had espresso with some eggnog. Eggnog is delicious, man. That sweet egg, milk, cream, goodness, love it. Throw some coffee or eggnog in your coffee, it's rad. So that's a big breakfast, right? Works for me. This morning, chicken thighs left over from dinner, sauteed greens, sauteed them up in the morning, took like 5 minutes in garlic, ginger, turmeric, and coffee with espresso, and fried plantains in coconut oil. So a lot of people, when I first tell them my breakfast, they're like, that's too much fat. One thing that you can do with your breakfast is make sure you get some quality fat into your breakfast. So people look at that, that's too much fat, oh my cholesterol, heart. If you are still under the premise that saturated fat equals cholesterol equals heart disease, you are so out of touch with current understanding and science, and the whole cholesterol is the sole precursor to heart disease is based on terrible science. That whole lipid hypothesis coming out of the 50s, it is not good science. It's not factual. You need saturated fat in your diet. You need cholesterol. Cholesterol is a critical nutrient in the body. It's a foundation building block for all the steroid hormones. I believe it's a precursor for vitamin D or vitamin D assimilation. It's required for cellular membranes. Cholesterol is imperative. And so there's this entire statin cholesterol industry, billions of dollars, on giving people statins because cholesterol is this demonized, saturated fat. People need saturated fat in their diets. Get some saturated fat into your breakfast, right? All of this I'm covering in far more detail in an upcoming, you can find the link below, January 5th, a 5-week online nutrition course that I'm teaching. Break all this down, give you all the details. So, 1, saturated fat. 2, you need quality carbohydrate. This whole I'm quitting sugar thing, people don't understand what quitting sugar even means. So when we say sugar, we're talking about glucose. Grains, vegetables, fruits, and starches eventually all break down into glucose. That is required for the human organism. Again, you need to play with your ratios of carbohydrate depending on your activity levels. Do you have blood sugar handling issues? Do you have decent gut health? Also amino acids, protein. You got to get some protein at breakfast. So the typical breakfast is either nothing at all and a coffee with artificial sweeteners and sugar, or it's a bowl of cereal or bagel. That's a problem. That is essentially all just sugar. People think they're doing well having their low-fat bagel or their Cheerios with skim milk. Oh, it's heart healthy. All these things break down into glucose. Your bowl of Cheerios, that is a grain. Grains break down eventually into glucose. Skim milk. Why would you take the fat out of milk? It's retarded. So you're drinking this skim milk with very little fat, so milk essentially breaks down, it's lactose, it's an ose, becomes sugar. So you've got this breakfast of just sugar with no fat and no protein, and it screws up your blood sugar levels. And if you start playing with blood sugar levels in terms of extremes, high or low, because boom, your breakfast, it's a bowl of sugar basically, boom, blood sugar goes high, insulin comes out, drives your blood sugar down. The only way to bring you back to baseline or back up is cortisol or adrenaline, so you're doing this hormone ride of imbalanced blood sugar all day. So you need to get some fat or some protein into your breakfast as well as some form of glucose. Again, glucose, what am I talking about? Grains, we want to move away from processed grains, fruits, starches. Vegetables have very little glucose content, mostly fiber and vitamins and liquid water. All this is probably crazy. Again, a 5-week online nutrition course. I'm going over all of the basics, fat, protein, carbohydrate. We get further into all of those, some of the science behind it, and then start breaking down ratios, playing with ratios based on activity levels. We get into cleanse protocols if you need it. What is paleo? What is low carb? How does it apply to you? But again, it all starts good quality breakfast. Get some protein in at breakfast. Get some carbohydrate. Get some fat. Move away from the skim milk. Why would you take the fat out of milk? Put some eggnog in your coffee, it's wicked. Don't freak out if you have some cookies over Christmas because they are delicious. Snickerdoodles. And my mom had chocolate chip salted caramel cookies. Good smashing cookies. So look at your breakfast, look at what you're eating or not eating. Eat a quality breakfast. Spend 5 or 10 minutes making a breakfast or eat some leftovers. Again, if you want to learn more about your nutrition, how to clean up your health if you're confused, there's all this bullshit information out there. Link below, check it out. 5 weeks, sit at home on your computer. I will teach you everything you need to know about nutrition, how to make all the tweaks for yourself, whether you need to do some crazy paleo exclusionary diet, and just how to find what works for you. When you cook breakfast tomorrow, look at your plate, protein, fat, carbohydrate. Scale the carbohydrate intake based on your activity levels and health. Fat, look towards some fat, saturated fat. And quality saturated fat. Enjoy your Christmas, right? Take care. Peace.